Hi, this is Steve Blue for Sabado Nights. Umpisahan na po natin ang Sabado Nights with Steve Blue Europe Edition. Let's go!
Hello, it's your food Dewata here. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's my pleasure to be able to talk about this beautiful place here. So we've just finished watching a film about the famous Impressionist artist Paul Cézanne. Very enlightening, actually. It brings me back to my art history days. And here at the cafe, we are going to try one of their desserts. I'm not quite sure, but there seems to be quite a good selection of apple pie, tartatan, and a couple of other pastries. This one, raspberry tart, and a few other things I don't quite recognize. Oh, that looks like fig tart over there, and a kind of pudding. So looking forward to having that with some tea. And then after this, we are going to see the Yves Klein exhibition, which I'm very excited about because I've not seen his work in a solo show or a retrospective. So after some tea, we'll energize ourselves. It's a very rainy day, so let's warm ourselves up. And then I will talk to you later about some more art.
Broadcasting from the Vatican City, ready to rock Amsterdam in Stockholm, Sweden. My first day in Europe. Ganyan ang traffic dito sa Venice. Another beautiful day in Paris. So narito tayo ngayon sa Aix-en-Provence dito sa south of France. Malapit lang siya sa Marseille, about 30-minute drive from Marseille. Aix-en-Provence, meaning daw ay center of Provence. Provence is the region. Basically, PACA ang shortcut niya, which is Provence, Alps, Côte d'Azur, something to do with blue, something to do with the mountains. This is the region of the Alps and the sea, I guess, no? So seaside siya at ito yung pinakasentro nung kasama diyan dito sa Provence ang Nice, pati yata ang Cannes, where the Cannes Film Festival is staged, no? I'm not really sure, please don't quote me on that. Nag-aano lang tayo. Unfortunately, today medyo maulan siya. So, hindi tayo masyadong maka-vlog sa ano. Ang ganda pa naman. Like right now, I'm in a museum. I forgot the name of the museum, but it's a beautiful chateau that was converted into a museum. I just saw a film about the story of Cézanne, one of the few artists na tumira dito sa Aix-en-Provence kasi ano nga ito, no? Very conducive to the arts dahil maraming artists na tumira dito. I think one of them is Picasso and also Van Gogh lived here. Please don't quote me on that again. Yan lang ang aking mga naririnig. So it's a really beautiful place. You will see a lot of monuments and fountains along the way, but hindi nga ako makapag-vlog kanina dahil nga medyo nag-uulan. So we decided to come here to this museum at indoor muna kami. For now, we will just have a short merienda and maybe perhaps later we can show you pagka tumigil, humupa yung ulan makapagpa-ano tayo ng mga scenery ng Aix-en-Provence. So anyway, it's my last day here in the south of France, and tomorrow I'm flying to Madrid for another show for the Sabado Nights Europe.
So we are sitting in this beautiful room, and I'm having my usual black tea, Earl Grey to be precise. And here we have an apple tart and what looks like a very delicious chocolate cake, very decadent. Yes. So in a little while, we're going to enjoy this perfect pairing. Bon appetit! After seeing the documentary film about Paul Cézanne, I realized how beautiful Provence is, and the entire area is just like a garden. And here at the museum, I'm at the stairway overlooking the gardens, and I'm going up to see the Yves Klein exhibition. see upstairs. So, shall we? Going through the Yves Klein exhibition, which was illuminating to say the least, because I don't know much about the artist, but I do admire his work in the famous Yves Klein blue, and I love his body impression work. It's something that I think I would like to try and emulate as well in my own work. Oh, we're here at the salon. We've just passed the music room, and this is the bedroom. I absolutely love this Baroque and Rococo style, which is very ornate, very elaborate. Quite different, and it's not the kind of interiors that they normally do nowadays. I think it's something of the time, and even if they were to emulate it, it wouldn't be the same. I'm looking out at the gardens of the Como, and we are actually here at the salon of Pauline de Como. This was her bedroom. Earlier was the music room with the piano. I can imagine her dressed up beautifully, entertaining her guests while someone was playing the piano. So this is done in the Baroque and Rococo style, characteristic of around the time of Louis XV. So we are here in the garden of the Como, and as our lovely tour guide, Bunny, was saying, they are part of the bourgeoisie family of the time of Louis, just before the French Revolution. So you can imagine the wealth and the influence that they had at the time. And you see here a little maze with the fleur de lis, which is a symbol of nobility, royal blood at the time of the Imperial French. It's a beautiful garden. I'm afraid the weather isn't quite cooperating, but you know, I think we've managed very well so far. Actually, this is a must-see for me, the Plant de Wata. No, like I said, no sojourn of mine is complete without a visit to some garden and seeing some beautiful plants like the roses amongst the other flowers and trees here. So this Plant de Wata is very happy, and it's time for us to say goodbye until next time. And this has been your correspondent, your food correspondent, art and culture correspondent for Sabado Nights with Stiff Blue, signing off.
Sumerte tayo na medyo humupa yung ulan, although still a gloomy, overcast day. We're here in Aix-en-Provence, which is, yun nga sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, center of Provence. Provence being the region. Ang ganda niya, yung architecture niya, naiiba rin sa Paris, iba rin siya sa, saan ba to? Sa Marseille. Marseille, there's a lot of graffiti and all, but here, you know, this is a bit more upscale, it seems, you know. And we just came from Comont, Hotel Comont, and kita nyo yung architecture dito, ang ganda. Oh. Saka yung pagka-yellow niya, ibang klase. Ang sabi ng aming tour guide and gracious host ay ito raw ang capital ng parliament, seat of government, and the art capital of France back in the day during the King Louis time. Saka makikita mo nga yung medyo may pagka-grandeur na siya. Mga bourgeoisie dito. Mga bourgeois pala. Siyempre mapapansin nyo pa rin yung mga outdoor cafes, which is very very popular here in France, you know. Aperol. Mahilig sila sa Aperol, yung afternoon drinks, you know, merienda. Hindi na sila nagdi-dinner halos eh. Yan ang gusto nila, yung Aperol, or in the Italians call it aperitivo, I guess. I love the architecture. Actually, it reminds me of parang Vienna eh. Although I've only been to Vienna once. Tagal na no, 1990 pa. We have some of the most elegant stores here. Lacoste, Rolex, Longchamp, saka Cartier is also here. We were told that this is one of the most expensive avenues where you can for shopping here in France. Of course, Paris has its own. Pero dito, ayan, meron na naman tayong nakitang monument. Hindi natin alam kung sino yan. But it's really very beautiful. It's really different from Paris, and of course, Marseille is also different from Paris. So, may mga kanya-kanya silang character. Ang Marseille daw ay parang Cebu, you know, in distance, yes, from Manila, and it's a major city, just like Aix-en-Provence. A little trivia. So this is the square sa Aix-en-Provence, and I think this building was built during the Roman times, and you know how they found out, kasi parking area daw ito dati, and then when they decided that the traffic was too bad, they removed, so pinagbawalan na nila yung traffic na tumawid dito sa square na to. At while they were digging to build this space, they discovered Roman ruins, ayan, and they converted it into ayan, nung ine-excavate nila, nung gagawa na nila ng sisemento, na-discover nila yung mga Roman bath. So ginawa nila, pinatungan nila ng salamin para maipakita nila sa public yung historical significance ng Aix-en-Provence. Kasi this the Romans came here a long time ago, and as a matter of fact, ang sabi nga sa amin, Latin was the language that they used or that they spoke here in Aix-en-Provence back in the day. Hirap ng Latin. Hirap na nga intindihin ng French and Italian, which are already familiar to some extent, because alam niyo naman tayo, exposed tayo sa Spanish, yung mga Pilipino, no? Yung mga hindi, yung mga mas nakakabata na hindi nakaabot, we were required to take Spanish language classes in college back in the day. Pero buti nga ngayon hindi na required, diba? Dati required pa. Up to the 80s yata, or nung 90s tinanggal na. So ito naman yung church. Hindi pa namin sigurado, pinagtatalunan pa namin kung church siya, basilica, or cathedral. Hindi pala ito yun. But you can tell, no, na medyo mas luma yung mga lugar dito. Oh, see the French window. Of course, ano na yan. Pero pag nakita mo with your own eyes, you can tell that this place looks older. Kasi makikita mo yung mga passage, maliliit yung mga kalsada. It's really very interesting, very beautiful. Yeah. Ito yung church na Notre Dame din yata ang tawag dito. Yeah, so nung sinaunang panahon doon sa dito sa Aix-en-Provence, ito yung pinaka base doon sa drawing na nakita namin doon sa museum. Ito yung pinaka tallest structure at that time. Siyempre, it's normally a church, right? So anyway, just wanted to show you.
We are here at Bambino, a beautiful little neighborhood restaurant, Italian, as recommended by our lovely host, Bunny. So we've ordered a burrata for our starters. And I just wanted to make special mention of these beautiful blue and white plates. Look at that. Aren't they lovely? And Steph will be having a bolognese, tomato-based sauce, pasta. Bunny has ordered the ravioli du jour. And I will be having the cacio e pepe, which is a simple cheesy pasta. And I'm looking forward actually to trying this one. Look at that. Look how melty that is.